Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Stupid is being nice. You're an absolute moron.
Did you hear what I said?
Yo, what's going on? Hey, it looks like a third document came out today after the first two were out. As Lisa Valenzuela just let me know. I don't know what you're talking about. Except there's nothing in it. It's really boring. It's like 2 pages. Whenever there's 2 pages, it's like all right. Okay, here we go. I don't know if anybody watched that Celtic game again. It was a mirror image of the first game. Unbelievable. Celtics up 20, you know, looking like they're going to win, and boom. They just lose. Two in a row at home they've lost to the Knicks. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys watch any of that stuff, but you never see that. It looks like we're just filled with trolls tonight. A lot of them. Just chock-filled. Do you think, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I mean, you might, if they just start making their threes, they might win. Maybe on the road they'll be a little bit freer because they won't be nervous about missing in front of their crowd, and then they'll regain their momentum. I don't know, but it's just, that's crazy. Yeah, so I guess the other one that just came out, real snooze fest article, or a ruling, or whatever the hell it is. It said, on May 6, 2025, a third... Oh, you can't see it. Hold on a second. All right. That's really weird, man. That Oklahoma City seems like a team that should be winning the whole thing. I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah, lots of trolls, including you, Diana. Let's see, on May 6, 2025, a third party filed a motion for access to non-disclosed records in this case because she is not a party to this case. She's not authorized. Oh, I bet it's a YouTuber. To file pleadings herein, and the motion is hereby stricken from the record. The proper approach is to file public records request as directed on the Ada County website. What kind of an idiot would send something in that way? I mean, are you just trying to get your name out there, or what? I mean, I don't know who it is, but who is it? Order striking improperly filed records request. How does that even make it into something filed? A third party has filed a motion for access to non-disclosed records. What Who the hell do these people think they are? I mean, my God, it's just unbelievable. Probably a pro burger. I bet you I know the exact YouTuber who tried to do that. That's crazy, man. Whew. Well, guess what, everybody? Tonight's just another normal show. And we're currently starting off the show at 0. So if you guys have the ability to help the channel, try to reach its goal. We're doing pretty good this month. Just kind of, getting lucky. More lucky than anything else. A few really generous people have made it so we've hit the goals. But it'd be nice to hit the goals with all the people watching. I don't know if it's the YouTuber from... I was thinking of that one girl, lady or blonde-haired sort of... she's just just all over the place. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, so I thought we could, just sort of revisit the two documents, the bigger documents from today, and then, what I'm trying to do is graphically represent all the different places. I had too much stuff on my screen. I'm kind of trying to whittle it all down. I've created a new folder, and I'm just kind of, in Google Earth doing these little overlay portions on the places that matter, and then I have them sort of in an order. So I think we could maybe work through that. There's a couple other things too, like in the timeline, or different places they've mentioned looking for camera footage. So you have like this place right here. This place has one. There's the grub truck. This place, the North Main Christ Church. They actually don't mention that one. And so I don't know. There's some things I'm trying to get filled out, but I think that these are all just sort of tracking, the girls walking this direction. I don't think they're for anything other than that. And then even this new St. Andrew's College right here, I think that's to verify the ride share that they got, or whatever, the private driver. So they probably say, okay, they took off at a particular time, and then they make it back here like 3 minutes later. I don't think it takes that long if there's no, late at night like that with probably no traffic. I mean, you would just drive straight down like this, and then probably cut across and maybe even come up like that and right into there. A lot of different ways you could go. Thanks, Ted B, as in Ted Bundy, and Alley Cake. Thank you. Cafe Artista. Okay, I think that's the one I'm... Okay, that's right there. See, this place right here was not mentioned in the documents. That's the picture, that's the video of, when I think it's Kaylee says, Maddie, what did you say to Adam? That's right here on this North Main Christ Church location. They don't have that listed anywhere. That was a video that was sort of leaked out there, but that would be right after they left the Corner Club. So I just put it in the timeline and made it like a minute later, because that does exist. It's out there. Then there's this one. I would think that would be about 2 minutes after this one down here, and then boom, they're over at the grub truck right here. Then they get picked up. I mean, isn't this a better way to do it, where you can just easily see on the screen the different buildings? Like, okay, here's the Corner Club. This is where it said, hey, what did you say to Adam? Then right here is, I can't remember this is the Cafe Artista. Then they make it over to the grub truck. They order food. Then they get into a vehicle, and I think right here where it says New St. Andrew's College, that's probably a camera they're going to use that films the vehicle that picked them up driving away. And then they're going to use the 1112 King Road, this one right here, that camera showing the vehicle coming into the area. And then this right here is the house where all the victims were killed. Yeah, so it would come in. Yeah, maybe I could make this like not as, let's see, property. Maybe make it like 30%, like that. That's probably easier to make out. In the complex area, make that one maybe 30 also. Yeah, then you can see a little bit better through there. Just like that. Right. You know that video that I made yesterday? It got 9,000 views. It made $36 in ad revenue. That one I did yesterday. Yeah, it's just such a nightmare. You know, I don't know what to tell you guys. Hey, thanks, Kami. Gifted a membership to Donnie Brasco. That sounds like an actor or something. All right, let's just take a look at the order on state's motion for examination. I wonder if there's anything in here that's, you know, information that we didn't know. Defendant timely disclosed your guilt. On March 31st, defendant timely disclosed penalty phase. On April 2nd, the state initiated communications with defense counsel about conducting an examination of the defense pursuant to... You know what's crazy is like the way that ChatGPT broke it down. You know, it's so easy to understand, you know? Like, you don't even have to... You know, you go through the whole thing and it's just all this legal jargon crap, and then the reality is you can just... like this is one right here, watch. It says, the extension of a deadline was granted, and it was extended to May 27th, 2025. They had a expert, the prosecution did, that had to withdraw from the case. And that said, so what, they didn't give him 21 days after the examination. They gave 21 days total. So it was like they got 7 to 10 days to do the examination, and then whatever's left over, the expert that they now hire will have to get the writing completed within that 21-day period. And then the prosecution was not allowed to do personality testing, you know, to try to diagnose him with some other things like being a sociopath, etc. And then it said, and the reason was because it was beyond the scope of rebuttal. I don't know. I guess that sort of is, because then you're trying to add extra diagnoses instead of just rebutting what the defense is saying. Counsel, and then the counsel for the defense, they wanted to be in the room while they're questioned by the prosecutor's new witness, okay? That was denied, and it says the Sixth Amendment doesn't guarantee it. And then video observation, however, was allowed by the defense team. They can watch the proceedings on camera, but there can be no interaction and only a one-way camera. Right there. So what do you guys think of that? I don't, you know, the whole psychological thing to me is, you know, it's, you can't avoid the death penalty because you have OCD or ADHD or even autism. Okay, so what difference does it make? It's crazy. What difference does it make? Yeah, so I don't know if there's any like crazy little things in here that. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Moran. Let's see, we got Norma Jean, Arm, Ozzy Trisha. I thought you already were a member, Ozzy Trisha, and then Doris and Court TV Addict, and yet you're sitting right here. You're not one of the people when I'm on Court TV that makes negative comments in the comments section, like every single time that I'm on there. You know what's weird is when I'm on Court TV, I'm usually the only person that actually knows what the hell they're talking about in regards to what we're talking about. I mean, it's really strange. You know, I'm not even one of the experts out there. You know, like you know, I worked in forensics for 27 years. I did all. You know, I'm just a person who's been doing this for. I've covered like probably 2,000 or 3,000 cases, and I just know what I'm doing. So when I go on there, and then in the comments section, every time I'm on there, people just go absolutely crazy that I was on there. And I was the one that put out the correct information. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Every time I'm on for the Delphi case, the other people talking are just, you know, I don't even know what planet they're from. It's incredible. You know, and I don't really know how to explain that or why they do that. It's just, I'm talking about the people commenting. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not always right on stuff. You know, I'm just guessing in cases like, maybe this. But once the data is in and we're looking at it, I'm pretty accurate, you know. That's the thing. Thank you, Rachel Greenlee. Yeah. So, and then the other one was allowing the family in the courtroom. See, that doesn't bother me at all. I don't care, you know. I don't know why people are like, man, I'm surprised the judge allowed them to. Why? How come? I mean, what's weird about Kohberger's family being able to be in the courtroom? I don't even care if they. Well, I mean, obviously, Idaho must be different than other states because normally you let the family members testify early so that they can sit there and watch the trial without being affected by, you know, what they've seen up until they testify. You kind of want them to testify fresh without being able to tailor their information. So I guess that would be a reason why people might not want that to happen. But I don't know. It doesn't really. I mean, like they said, the case is all over the news. Everybody knows a lot of stuff. But I can imagine that there's going to be stuff coming out at trial that hasn't been heard yet. I hope one of Kohberger's family members is like pro-prosecution, like maybe one of the sisters. That's what I hope. I mean, if you, by the way, if you were a family member of Brian Kohberger, wouldn't you want him to be in prison? Wouldn't you hate to have to know that when you have a holiday event and he's going to be staying overnight and you're going to be in that house with that person? It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I could defend. If I knew that my relative or brother or something was an actual sociopath out there killing people, I wouldn't want to help keep him out. There isn't any loyalty when it comes to something like that. I just don't really understand that mindset. Yeah, well, these people want him to sleep over, though, you know? Like, thank you, Lisa Valenzuela, for the coffee, and then also Ted Bundy. Right, but I mean, why would I wouldn't even want to go over there if he was there. Huh, okay. Yes, you can love someone, but stand up for what's right. Yeah, it'd be hard to, like, really love somebody after they've killed 4 people just because they wanted to. You know, I mean, I could see, you know, like, you had a lifetime with that person, maybe caring about them, and I don't know, man. I would have no interest in trying to help them. And I guess at that point, it's like, do you really love them at that point? I don't know, man. That's kind of a weird one. I mean, if you're at a point, if you love somebody, like, you'd just be like, oh yeah, trying everything you can to, like, you have to kind of disassociate yourself with them. And you wake up at 8 in the middle of the night, he's in the hallway. Yeah, that would be nuts. Yeah, I mean, so that's basically what the last one is that, you know, they'll be allowed to testify. No big deal. Hey, there's Ted Bundy sending coffees again. And yes, you guys, if you're out there, my channel, when I do these live streams, the channel relies on the generosity of the people watching the show. Okay, there is no ad revenue on these shows, so when we do these 3-hour shows, I rely on, like, the tips and people helping support the channel, and that's what allows us at the end of the month to do all the great stuff that we do. You know, we've already given out this year, what are we at now? We are at 14,030 and 242,979 since January of 2020. Pretty good, right? So, if you have the ability to, I would appreciate your support. This isn't like the other channels who just sit there and stare into the screen and field questions over and over and over again. I literally go out and do stuff, you know, try to figure stuff out and help people understand what the hell we're looking at. Right, I don't think Colby, you know. I mean, what's Colby going to do once these trials are over? Man, that guy, he's just on there all the time. Hey, thanks, Ted B again. Well, here's the coffee right here. Look, you just put it on the screen and then it shows up and there's the link. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff. 3D models. I think all my mapping and timeline information. I think the people that watch this channel understand the case better than when they watch it on other channels. That's just the way it is. I mean, when you're done here, you know, if you've been following along, watching my videos, etc., there shouldn't really be anything that you're confused about at this point. However, if you're new here and you just showed up, then you probably still were watching the crazy clown, the UK nut job, and this other guy that everybody seems to think is on top of it, and he's absolutely not. All three of those individuals are tricking their viewers. All right, that's it. There's no way in hell any rational-minded person could believe any of the stuff that they're saying, but they sell it, and then you guys believe it because, by God, they're a YouTuber, so they must have had some, yeah. Yeah. I don't know who was talking about Dylan Mortensen. I don't have any blame of anything that Dylan Mortensen or Bethany Funk did. You know? People think that they would call early in the morning, or they would have called 911, but you don't know what you would have done in the same situation. They didn't know what had happened. They just saw a guy and heard some sounds, and then didn't want to verify. Let me ask you something. All you really, oh, I would have done this. If you'd seen a guy walking by and you heard some sounds, would you have called 911 just because of that? Or would you, let me ask you this, or would you even get out of your room and walk over to look in the rooms of these people? Would you actually do that? In the middle of the night at like 4 in the morning, you're tired, this guy you just saw walking around. Would you want to go get out of your door, go out your door, walk down the hall in the darkness, and peer into a room and verify something? Huh? I don't think so. I think the answer is no. There's no way people would do that. I don't know what you're talking about, T-Moral. I've never even seen you in my life. Are you talking to me or just somebody else? Hey, you can have your own opinion, but here's what I believe. I've said it 100 times, maybe 1,000 on this show. I respect your right to have an opinion, but I do not have to respect your opinion itself. Do you understand that? So if you have a stupid opinion, I'm not going to respect it. Do you get it? I respect your right to say it out loud and type it in, whatever you want to do, but I'm not required to respect your opinion. And you might not respect mine, but all I can tell you is mine are based on the factual elements of the case. I can't stand when people say, you have to respect their opinion. No, I don't. That's ridiculous. I mean, so a pedophile comes up and has an opinion about something, and you have to go, hey, I really respect, screw it. Screw it. There's no way in hell. Well, that's different. No, it's not. It's not different. It's the same thing. You're saying if they just have an opinion, you've got to respect it. Thank you, Joni Jackson. Gifted a membership to Robin Grider. I believe Steve said they were afraid of getting. That's just kind of something he's saying. He just Steve has a lot of just those thoughts like that too. Those aren't really factual. They're just his opinion. They didn't want to get. I think here's what the reality is. You want to hear what the real reason is? They'd been drinking. They're tired. They got freaked out. There's this guy walking. They heard some weird noises. And they didn't want to verify their fear. Okay? They heard stuff and they go, okay, I'm just going to lock my door. And then they're like, hey, come over down here. She ran by, saw Xana on the ground, and went downstairs and just tried to think the best of it. Oh, they probably just passed out. And they didn't want to go up and look, because when you see it, then that means it's real. And then you call the cops and they show up and then everything just goes to hell and everything, So they were just hoping through the night that maybe it'd be different. And it wasn't. It was bad. And it just seems totally normal to me. Now, Steve, some of the stuff he knows is from factual information, but you can't know the answer to that thing that we just said. That's just an opinion that people have. I don't believe that that's why, that they just didn't want to get in trouble because they'd been drinking. Everybody drinks in colleges, that's just... my thing is the timeline information shows that, that's what I kind of wanted to look at again. There's some really interesting portions in here. So I've added these to it. I have this on January 10th, 2022. These are not, mainly it's just for that day, but I wanted to put these in here just to have it. On January 10th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 2022, he purchased a balaclava at Dick's Sporting Good in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then on March 20th between March 20th and the 31st, on Amazon, he purchased a K-bar knife and sharpener. All right. But look at these. There's things in here that really are just like they really push the narrative that it's his white Elantra that's in the area, and here's why. See, I don't know if you guys can see, but see how this is blue here? That's blue. That's cast information. It says a cast cell tower data shows Koberger is at home at 2:42, like in the area of his house. All right. And then randomly, just 2 minutes after that, Kaylee calls Jack for the 6th time, and then Madison begins calling Jack at 2:44, and then at 2:44, 2 minutes after this, Koberger's vehicle is near Stadium Way and Nevada Street, which is south. So, you know, it's like a 2-minute drive from his house down there. And then, just 3 minutes later, the cast data showed that his cell tower shows Koberger's phone is in southeast Pullman, which is right around the exact same time. So you're actually seeing his car on camera, and then 3 minutes later, in the same general area, his car's there. You see how that, like, these two things marry up right there. And then look at right here. At 2:53, Koberger's white Elantra is seen on camera in Pullman, Washington. He's just kind of meandering around in southern Pullman. And then at 2:44, cast data shows Koberger turns off his phone in that, you know, in that general area there. So it's the same thing right there. See that? I think that's pretty interesting. There was no car by. What do you mean car was by Portland? What are you talking about, man? Jesus. Thank you, Harry, me boy. Okay, and then what was really interesting too is when his phone turned off in southern Pullman, it takes 8 minutes to drive by Floyd's cannabis shop, and guess what? A white Elantra was seen at 3:02. I mean, it's just incredible. Sorry, Ann Taylor. You know, that 254 bombshell you thought you were putting out there actually was worse for you. Because now there's like this direct timeline. Like the moment he turned his phone off, he shoots down the highway, or, you know, there's multiple other ways you can get there. And then he drives by Floyd's cannabis shop. You know, if that's him, the timing works. $19.20. I think it's possible when Dylan Mortensen thought she had heard someone crying in the bathroom, it could have been Xana on TikTok and whatever she was watching. I don't know. Maybe. But the thing she was on TikTok that she commented on was something different. Hey, look at Ted Bundy said he lived by a serial killer in Illinois when they were a child. I'm talking about the white car. What the tenant window came... Ah, man, I don't know what you're saying, Jason. Man, you gotta write better. Let's see. Yeah, that car has nothing to do with anything. There was a car in Oregon. It wasn't Portland either. It was Eugene or someplace like that. It had nothing to do with it. It's not the car, man. You're absolutely wrong. You're incorrect. They were able to get the numbers off the car, and they figured out that it is not related to the case. I know that you want it to be. That's what most pro-burgers want. They want some other car to be related so they can... you know, here's the reality, everybody. There is zero information in the case that points away from Koberger being the killer. There's nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, Bab. What do you think is the significance about the stop that is being brought up in trial? You mean the officer when he... I think that's the one that shows, like, it was body camera, It might even show that he's missing a front license plate. They said it's really just for timeline information. Yeah, the traffic stop, yeah. I know, I didn't say it was a daytime stop. I didn't say it was a daytime stop. There's a stop where he pulls him over, and they're not going to allow some of the comments. They're just using it for timeline information of another day that he was out there. Paul Runge, huh? Interesting. Never heard of him. But you guys, we're currently at 1/10 of a nightly goal, so I mean, what is the deal recently in here? It's very difficult to reach goals other than having a miraculous support by really generous people. It seems like it was so easy before when people would just a little bit there, a little bit there. People were helping out, and that's the only way we can continue on doing these shows. All right, that's it. There's no other. I can't magically make something happen during the show, so it's up to you guys to continue supporting during the shows so I can keep doing them. If not, I'll just start making videos and videos and videos and see if I can build those up. I don't know. I'm kind of really struggling. It makes me nervous when we have shows where we wouldn't have made the goal other than a few really generous people. And not even close even. Like it would have been a blowout. So those kind of things make me nervous. Redact him arguing about giving him his phone number. Right. I think what they're going to do, I think that video might show that he's missing a front license plate. I don't know if they're going to just show that, or because I thought the judge mentioned that video showed that. Might ask the officer. Now, do you remember if his vehicle had a license plate on it? And he might say, no, something like that. Like, well, yeah, it had license plate on the back, but it was missing a front license. Thank you, Alley Cake.
Ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji.
I haven't made any videos yet on the timeline, this file. I did a live stream on it once, but I think I'm going to make a video where I I cut it off at 420 here, and then after that we go through and do all the rest, like 2 parts, and then I'll maybe put them all together into one. Yeah, you keep saying that, 6 Luna, 6 Jade 6. You can't become a mod by saying how great the mods are every 5 minutes. Yes, they're great mods, but you don't need to say it every other sentence in the chat. You know what I mean? That means you're trying to do something. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake and FIK. You know exactly what I'm saying, right? Everybody, I mean, Paulette, everybody, come on. I mean, Jesus, every third comment you make. Let's see. It really looks like it, Mike. Very clear grays. The Elantra expert. Huh? Who are you talking to? About what? I don't see where the... you know what? I got to put it on the live chat. Hey, we got the Alley Cake. Started a wave there. We got Vic in there. We got Cheryl Moran. We got Ted Bundy. We got...
Alley Cake. Ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji.
I think it should be for placing him in location and the ping and phone. I thought he got pulled over, though, kind of over in this area, over here. Like he got pulled over right there. I don't know if he's on his way out or what. I mean, if they pulled him over and he's inside of this little thing here, man, that doesn't look good. Let me turn on all of my pins and then get rid of the crap. That's why I'm trying to redo this. It's just too much stuff. I think I have when he got pulled over. I don't know. I thought it was up right up in here, right there. Yeah, there it is. 11:37 p.m. August 21st at this intersection. So that is a road. Now, here's what would be interesting. This is what would be interesting. If he got pulled over there and the car was coming from this direction, okay? If that vehicle was, because this is a road, if you notice, I have it in blue here, one that I have sort of identified as being a possibility that he took that road in and out, maybe even the morning when he came back. So let's say he drove up like this, and then he gets pulled over, and then you say, hey, thanks Timothy Cecil. So check it out, watch this. If you're right here, and you're coming up this direction, well, look at when you trace it back, watch what happens here. Like there's no other way, you know, you're not coming from somewhere else. So you could have came like this, but look where it also goes. Down here, and then, oh wow, it goes right by Sigma Chi, and then, you know, then you're right in the area. So where was he? You know, I guess right here he could have went like that, but that doesn't really make any sense. You're sort of exiting the area. So why would you be coming down like this? You would have driven like that, right? You wouldn't come down and then up like that. That doesn't make any sense no matter how you look at it. So that road leads you to this general area over here. And you're right near the residence. And I would bet you money that that's exactly where he came from. Great job, Mods and Craig. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, I have the best mods that there are out there. You just don't have to type it in every. It seems like when somebody types it in a lot, they're trying to become a mod or something. You know, just be normal. Anyways, I've had that little road on there for a long time. I sent pictures of video to Gray's email today. I don't know. What do you mean you set pictures of video? I don't know what you're even talking about, BMS. I have no idea. I don't have any emails from you. Oh, of white Elantra? Are you talking about these Elantra pictures? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Where do you guys come up with this stuff? It's just amazing. There's actually somebody making a video like this? Oh, my God. What does that have to do with anything? It's just, what is it, Street View? There wasn't anybody living there at the time. I mean, he wasn't even in Pullman or Moscow at the time, or Pullman or anything. Yeah, I've seen the video already. You guys are like revisiting all this old stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Ah, jeez. Okay. Man, really? So somehow, when the cops are over at that one girl's house talking about a break into her vehicle, there's a white Elantra missing its plate driving around when there's a cop there. Come on. I see a plate on that one. I'm not gonna show these. Man, you guys are all just, everybody's trying to find something. Is this old stuff that you're showing, or is this something, like, I don't know. I'll take a look at it later. Missing a front plate? I doubt it. Yeah, no, it's just, here, I'll show you guys one of the, I guess it was on, well, I'm not going to show it because it puts a watermark of some other channel on there. And I don't know why people do that. If you notice, I never put watermarks on my stuff. You know, it's like, I mean, I get the reason why people do it, but it also affects the image itself. Well, why is it interesting? I don't know. Why would the car be driving in there with a cop sitting there? And how do we even know that's an Elantra? And how do we know it's the right year with the right lights and all that stuff? I'll look at it myself, all right? But here's what I want. Send me the video of the... I don't really care about your images or anything. Send me the video of the of that interaction with the cop. I think I have that one. I've seen it many times back in the day. You know, she walks over to the car and, you know, apparently somebody maybe took some underwear or something like that. So send me the video, and not the one on her channel with the name just covering up the whole screen, but some other place out there. Yeah, I'm sure it was debunked, but I'll just look at it later on my own, and if there's anything interesting, I'll let you guys know. But we're still absolutely struggling, you guys. We're at 33% of a nightly goal, just because I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, so this is where the interaction with the police officer was, I think. Yeah, good for you, Jeremiah. Good for you. All right, thank you. Boy, I really... Wow, giving me a like. Yay! You want like... giving people a like when you show up should just be something you do, right? You don't need to tell me, hey, Gray, I hit the like button. You know? How about we try this one? How about we try this? There we go, right there. Now you can answer. Hey, can you hit the like button? Do it. Do it. Shouldn't be that difficult. Look at that. Look at all the no's in there. It must be a bunch of the pro burgers. Bunch of nut job pro burgers hanging out in the chat. Oh yeah, lots of trolls in here. They show up waiting for something. They're the ones that make all the weird comments. But yeah, hey, thanks for the likes, everybody. Doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult. Wait, does that actually do that? Does that sum that up? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, cool. Look at this. We can do, I didn't realize I could just highlight and do that. All right. So I'm going to turn off all this stuff again and just turn this on. So turning east on the Queen Earth. So 329. All right. So 330 and 55 seconds. You know, this is the first pass where it goes back behind here. Let me get rid of the loop. So it goes back behind here like this. And then it comes around like this, and then the headlights flash over, and I guess I gotta put something on that building too. So let me draw those on there. Thank you, Philly girl. There we go. That one's 1127 King Road. Alright, so we have that. So that's going to be after it goes 13 and then 1112, 1330. Alright, then that one. And then this one here is 1119 King Road. I don't know, we're not covering Karen Reed in here. Is it trial over? I'm not sure what the obsession with that case is, man. That thing is, God, it's unreal. 1119 King Road. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, see, these are all, I'm trying to graphically represent where all the homes are that matter. Every single place, like a geographical location. Because doesn't it make it easy when I do it like this? Watch. This is when the camera first showed up on the scene right here. And this is 787 Indian Hills Drive. Then this camera, that showed up on a camera filming that way. Then this house, 763 Indian Hills Drive, filmed the Elantra driving by here. And then 755 Indian Hills Drive filmed the vehicle leaving the area like that. Then it drives up here. Then the next sighting of it is over here at the A&W at 1311 South Main Street, right here. It films the vehicle driving by, and it shows that it's missing a front license plate. Then the vehicle heads in this direction, because that is the direction it's heading at the time. Then this building right here, which is 1125 Ridge Road, a camera on the front picks up the car coming in right here, and then right there picks it up going by, right there. And it's like 329.02 and then 329.04. So just boom, boom, two cameras, comes up. Then this camera, which is 1320 Linda Lane, films this direction as the Elantra's driving by like that. Then it comes into here, and then 1112 King Road camera right here picks up the Elantra as it drives in like this. Then it comes around, then 1330 Linda Lane films the vehicle back here coming around. And then it comes over here, then the headlights hit this building as the car's turning, and then parks right by 1122 King Road. How's that? Does that work way better? Like with, being able to just immediately see. I think what I needed to be able to do is put, the numbers on the house, but I don't know. I think it works pretty good. Nah, Kopaka has nothing to do with Renee, and if you bring it up one more time, we're going to be removing you. Thank you very much. I'm a DNA detective, just sharing good news with Freak Fam. Hubs and stroke 2 weeks ago. Suspected heart catheter procedure today. Valve and 5 prior grafts are good. Hey, good.
Suspected heart cath procedure today. Valves and 5 prior grafts are good. Folded hands emoji.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. But anyways, how did that work just there? Was that easier to understand? And then this area right here, this graphic maroon color, once the vehicle made it into this area, it never left this shape for 50 minutes. It's possible during one of the times it might have snuck over here or something. Don't really know, but anytime that the vehicle was seen on camera and the routes that it was taking are right in this maroon area on the edge. And then every time it entered the complex, it's right there, and that did that 4 times inside of here, and right in the middle of that is the house. Yeah, I think it's just good to, just for the timeline is what I'm trying to really put together. I've done the timeline, but I want to make it where when we, finally get to the trial, or for any video that I make, it's really simple. Ted Bundy was always Bundy on Halloween. You do sort of look a little bit like Bundy. Here, I'll click on your image so people can see. Kind of does look a little bit like Ted Bundy, right? And by the way, that's the real picture of that person, because they sent a picture of holding a baby too. So, all right. A little creepy, but okay. It's a little bit. You're always on point. Will you be covering when? Oh yeah. I'm going to cover it all the way up until the trial and through the trial and everything. I mean, this is where you want to be. You don't want to watch it on all the places that, hey man, they don't know what the hell they're doing. We've been covering this, and when we're doing the trial, during breaks, I'll be able to show you exactly what they're talking about. I got the 3D models, I've got the 360-degree videos, I've got the mapping, I've got every single thing that you would possibly need. You don't need to listen to the little defense attorney expert on Joe Schmo's channel. It absolutely is meaningless. Well, yeah, of course, Cindy. I just said that. Did you hear my words? Let's see. Freaks, let's go to get to the goal without generous donations from... I know, like Cheryl Moran's always... I mean, she's obviously generous and likes supporting the channel, but I wish I want more... I want other people to help out, like... But, I mean, I really appreciate her support. It's not like... I just don't want her to feel like every night she's, I don't know. I don't want her. I mean, she's right there in the chat. You guys you asked a question. I'm going to be here for the graphics. Okay, well, if you're not here for the other stuff, then don't come. All right. I'm not just here. I'm not doing the graphics. I'm doing the whole thing. I know it better than the other people. I mean, the Delphi case is a good example. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the trial, but even the people that were there and the people on Court TV and everybody, they didn't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know the little details that matter, and completely wipes out theories that people have. For example, that Chris McDonough guy the other day from the interview room, or whatever the hell it is, he said, well, the reason that Dylan didn't see Ethan was because of tunnel vision. She just sort of saw Xana, and that's all she saw, because it was tunnel vision. And then I said, that's just not the answer. How did he come up with something like that? See, that just shows that he didn't know the answer to the actual truth, and just sort of was winging it on the spot. Okay, the answer is that even in the probable cause document, it mentions that the officer, when he walked down the hallway, saw the person lying on the ground, feet first, or not, didn't say that. It's in the probable cause. It says when they're walking down the hall, they could see Xana Kernodle lying on the floor in the room. Upon entering the room, you could see Ethan Chapin, and see, that's the answer. Okay, the answer is Ethan Chapin was not visible from the hallway. That's why Dylan Mortensen only saw Xana Kernodle on the ground when she ran downstairs. You get it? That's the answer. But it's weird how, like, these YouTubers, they're not following along. They don't care about the actual important stuff. Nah, he's terrible, CrimeZilla. Yeah, he was absolutely horrendous. He's the one that, what was it, basically got a false confession from a kid, forced him, yeah. Yeah, well, good for you. Go watch that place then. Get the hell out of here. I do feel for Brian's dad. Seems like a nice guy. Yeah, why don't you learn something about it before you make a comment like that? He's the one that said that Brian Laundrie was actually a guy that was on Twitter even after the bones were found. Okay, that person had his life threatened by people in his community. I mean, it was unbelievable. You know. But hey, forget all that. Who cares? I'm never going to forget that. Okay, so, you know, I'm not somebody who's going to go, well, that was a while ago. Great. Screw it. It's real. Right, I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like these people that people pretend are experts, they don't know what the hell they're doing and talking about. They may have been an expert, but they don't know the case. Have you ever noticed that? When you're watching, have you guys ever watched like Court TV or even Law and Crime, and they got somebody up there, and let's say you've been watching my channel for a long time and we go over all the facts, and then when you watch it, haven't you ever just went, wait a minute, that's not true? Yeah, because of this. Oh, and you know, and you have the answers, and you get really frustrated, because I do almost every single time. It's just amazing. What's deja vu? I don't know what that means, Cindy. I know what it means, but why are you typing it in? Right. Yeah, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure it's not every single show. It's not every single show. I'm sure he does decent shows from time to time, whatever the hell it is. But he doesn't think through things any better than anybody else. Okay, I can tell you that. It just is not the reality. They pretend that because they did something in the past, therefore they're better at it, and they're just not. I've heard speculations and things, and my God, it's pretty crazy stuff. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Moran. Look at that, gifted 5 memberships to. We got one to Lolo, and it's okay, Crimezilla. I don't care if somebody likes him, but I mean, you gotta know like this other stuff that's been going on to then. It's hard for me to give somebody credibility. You know, they said Summer Wells was in a dungeon underneath one of the sheds. Okay, you know, wow, that's pretty wild. So there's stuff that I've seen, and after that, it's like, yeah, you know, you're not going to get another pass. Okay, it's just the way it is. Yeah, at the very beginning of the case, I made a video. I didn't say the person's name, but I said, you know, maybe the boyfriend, because they were calling him at like 2:44 in the morning till 3 something, you know, and they weren't clearing the boyfriend. And then finally they cleared him, and I went, okay. And then I never said his name, but I deleted the video that even referenced a boyfriend, because it's just not, you know, that wasn't the case. But man, it seemed really odd. Didn't it seem strange that like at 2:44 you had, well, I have it in here in my timeline. It's right there. At 2:44, Kaylee calls Jack 6 times. He doesn't answer. So then you think, man, there must be a problem or something. Then she has Madison call, you know, and then at 2:52, Madison calls Jack for the 3rd time, and then 2:52, I guess, yeah. And then Kaylee calls Jack for the final time at 2:52. And then Madison calls Bethany at 2:53. It just felt like there was something going on there. And then the killing seemed personal. So that was like the last communication. So it sort of made sense at the time, but quickly didn't make sense after that. I wonder what the DoorDash driver saw from his perspective. I don't know. It's like you said those same words last night about the detective guy. Oh, I did, Cindy. Yeah, he was brought up again, so. I think you knew that too. You're just trying to be you. Let's see. Have a good evening, everybody. I have to go to work for. Oh wow. Well, good luck, Ted Bundy. Yeah, I get the joke though. Ted Bundy used to work at a hotline. You might not have heard of, maybe you had one. I first heard it looks like used to get angry at all that cut. You say what you want to spell my name right. All the guilty is blocking the house. That's what the room was all about. You stand there and tell all your friends, and if you don't wait till you see me again this way, I can answer the whole thing now. But dead and dead, we're figuring it out. Hey!
Hi, Freak Fam. Checking in, saying hello. I am so upset this lum guy is throwing Dr. Catherine Ramsand into the Kohlberg possible motive. He wanted to make his professor proud as a motive. Dr. Ramsland is awesome. Tired of idiots making up BS.
Yeah, we went over that last night. Sounds like you just kind of made that up. I mean, you know, maybe portions of it. They think that I think she was his teacher, and he learned about these killers under her, like every other student would. And then he decided he'd go out and be a killer. I mean, I think that's why I think he's possibly left the sheath as a calling card, because he looked like he was trying to like cliche-ly put everything out, right? Like almost like a. And thanks, Amy Higg. Thanks so much. I think he was almost like cliche the way he would put okay, here we go, we're gonna do Danny Rawling with the K-bar knife sheath, go through the sliding door, and then we're gonna do Bundy. We're gonna move from Washington or Pennsylvania to Washington, and we're gonna attack some sorority girls off campus, and then we're gonna, it's just. And then we're going to leave a calling card, because that's what killers, these serial killers, are really cool ones, they leave the calling cards. And I mean, I just think he would do that. And that's why I think there's no DNA on that knife sheath other than on the button snap, because he missed it. And I think the fact that it's not on the outside of the button, but on the inside of the button snap, shows that when he cleaned it, he just didn't think of that. And that's why I think that. Now, I'm not saying, I think it's like 50-50. I can't say for certain. Well, maybe I'll say 55 calling card, 45 not. Okay. And Zozo always pops up whenever I talk about the calling card. And by the way, there's people that think Koberger came back to look for the sheath at 9 in the morning. That's just not true, okay? You know how you know it's not true? Because the camera at 1112 King Road did not pick up the vehicle driving by. If he did go looking for it, he would have been on there. And you know why we know he would have been there? Because there was no law enforcement at the house when he drove there. So why wouldn't he have gone to the parking area? At least drove by, did his little loop again. See if you can see that sitting out there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you might think he left it there accidentally. You can think whatever the hell you want. If it was a calling card, then he didn't leave it there. So here's the thing: is why would you clean a knife sheath completely clean if you were going to keep it with you? And don't say, well, because of the off chance he might drop it, Gray. I mean, that is bull crap. Nobody does that. If you have a gun, for example, you don't clean the gun off before you go. You clean it after you've been there, right? So, I mean, I'm just telling you, that's not the way it works. Nobody is cleaning a knife sheath before going to a crime because you might accidentally drop it. That just doesn't make any sense. Right, so doesn't it seem like then he cleaned it because he was going to leave it there? And they were going to say, and maybe he would, his next killings, he'd leave either a K-bar knife sheath or the sheath of a different type of weapon, or maybe he'd just keep using K-bar knives. Maybe that's why he was ordering another one. Because it doesn't really make a lot of sense that he ordered another K-bar knife, right? Why would you order another one? So you could say, oh, look, here it is. And then it says, well, no, but you ordered it a week ago. Or, you know, just it's crazy. Yeah, that's why well, you wouldn't, though. I'm a DNA detective. You wouldn't do that. See, what you're trying to do, what you're saying there, matches what the defense is going to try to pretend, that he has OCD, because that's why he was in the kitchen cleaning stuff. It's garbage. He doesn't have OCD. He doesn't have any of that stuff. They just want to explain why he was in the kitchen separating his trash out. So there's no way in hell somebody's going to clean a knife sheath. Another knife for another crime. Yeah, I think that's possibly what he was doing. Maybe he was going to do another homicide with and leave a K-bar knife sheath there. I mean, it seems odd that he would go home and then he tried to delete the fact that he purchased it. He must have been somewhat successful if they don't know the exact date of the purchase. I don't know. I think he ordered another knife for another crime. He was in the kitchen cleaning stuff as a forensic countermeasure. Now, we don't know if he was in the kitchen cleaning stuff. Yeah. There was that stuff that was dripping down on the cabinets. I debunked that a couple weeks ago, you guys. Yeah, the stuff dripping down in the kitchen. Right, I bet he... That's right. I bet he doesn't separate his jail trash. That's right. You know, Koberger's not in there separating that. What if he did clean it, but not well enough? That's what I said. Can I kick it? That's what I'm telling you. Okay? I've said that 100,000 times. He cleaned the knife sheath, but he missed the spot on the bottom of the button. That's been my argument for almost 2 years now, okay? I've been saying the same thing. Doesn't that make more sense? I mean, there was only one single source of DNA, unless the entire knife was covered with mixtures of blood, etc. Then, okay, I'll get it. If that's the truth, then there's mixtures of all kinds of blood all over the knife sheath, and they could only find one single source of DNA on the button, underneath the button, then I'll buy it. That it was left there accidentally. But if that thing is clean, you know, it was like really clean and pristine, other than that little spot underneath there, that means he missed it when he cleaned it because he was leaving it there.
Following alley cakes wave, ocean wave emoji, before I go.
Hey, well, thanks, Sandy Shirley.
Ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji.
Was in same bed, yeah. Yeah. There's people that don't know that. You know what I'm always... Well, I'm not surprised anymore, but when the pro-burgers get in an argument, they have such a lack of knowledge of the actual elements of the case. You ever notice that? Put a 1 if you've seen that. Like, they'll come back with something and you're just like, no, that... somebody was arguing with me about where Dylan's room was and about how she couldn't have seen this and this and this, and it's like, no, it's right there. They would say, you can't see the kitchen from Dylan's room? You can't even see the stairs. No, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's pretty simple. I know, see? There you go. Look at all that. You guys have all seen that. Pro burgers are now trying to say that the Elantra is green. What do you mean? Who's doing that? Was that on the Clowns channel? Sorry about that, Sandy. I don't know what your email is. I don't know. I got a troll coffee that says, "You have mental problems." Johnny from Idaho Apartments. Get the hell out of here. Oh, jeez. I mean, look at that. Trolls are willing to spend money. What do you mean that came on the timeline today? What does that mean, Cindy? I need like sentences that make sense to me. I never understand what you're saying. Why? Who said that? How do we know? Who said what? I don't pay attention to Pro Burgers. They gave you a coffee? No, what an idiot. Oh yeah, that lady, that's the one I was saying. That the name that Infernox just brought up right there, that's the channel that I think is the one that contacted the courts to get documents. That lady is a lunatic. And when the trial comes out, you'll all see it. I don't know where these people come from or how they pop up, but have you ever noticed that every case, it's a conspiracy, that law enforcement is never correct, they never have anything right, and it's always something else? And there's this whole contingent of people on YouTube that like that type of content. Pretty bizarre. Yeah, at least he paid for the insult. I think, doesn't it, who has more mental problems? Somebody that sends money to somebody to insult them, or just somebody telling the truth on their YouTube channel? Okay. Whew. Wow. Wild. Yeah, everything that comes out, there's always this incredible explanation against it. Thank you, CR. 2,000 people. Yeah, right. Well, being the big break in the case. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you get a lot more viewers than I get. Like, way more. It's unbelievable. And it's not interesting. I just don't get it. I mean, it's I don't know, man. Maybe I'm missing the boat, man. I don't have 648 people watching. We're in the midst of one of the fake. We probably have like 280, maybe 290. Yeah, he does like 3 videos a day, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I wanted to check out something now, because now that I can see this, we're going to do the loop number 1. So starting at when it's coming around 500 Queen Road. And then goes, what the heck? Hey! I know, August is going to be good. Thank you, Cheryl Moran.
I can't wait until August. Heart hands emoji.
Thank you. Very kind, very kind. I know. I mean, I'm going to, I don't know if every single second of every day I'll be doing videos, but, I'm going to keep covering it until we get there. The problem is if you don't, you get left out of the algorithm by YouTube. I mean, I just can't imagine. It would be like the Delphi case. You know how all the crazy conspiracy people that were covering the trial? Man, they're going to be the same thing in the Koberger case. Well, thanks, Miriam Ravens. I know that people consider me the map person, but I think I'm pretty good at analyzing the cases too, you know, like, but I use the maps to help. Oh, you do? You like the, yeah, I have the Freak! We are freaks! That's the original. Yeah, I mean, but it's like I do maps, but I also put together the information and logically work through it. You know, it's not like, I don't know, man. I think it's the whole deal. I guess that's not a good one to use. Well, here's what I'm trying to figure out. I want to know what the speed difference is for this whole thing. So you got it 355, and then there's 23 seconds before 11127. So I'm just going to make a little thing over here. And then the wait time isn't, I don't want the wait time where it waits at the, so what happens is the car goes behind 500 Queen Road, then the headlights briefly shine on the exterior of 11127. Alright, and let's see. And then it's a minute 43 later, it's driving away. So I really just want, I don't want the time it waited. The green is how long the car sat there. Or it doesn't, not really necessarily sat there, but notice on this first loop here, you know what I should do is color them differently. Like what if I went like this? And that would be like the loop. And then make it, yeah, something like that. I don't know, make that kind of screws up the coloring there. Hey, thanks M10! Yeah, even trolls buy me coffees. It's awesome.
Even trolls buy you a coffee. Sigma.
Sigma. Alright. Wonder why I got rid of the coloring there. South on King Road. So this is right when it enters the area. And then when the headlights are seen on 1119 King Road. Okay, that's when it's after it comes around and leaves. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, there's a good one. No, that sucks. I think it needs to be like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like how it doesn't let me keep my. All right, what I'm trying to see is the difference in pace, because I think three of them are almost identical. And what we're gonna do is take the right after 355. It's 23 seconds later when the lights are then seen coming around back behind. So I'm going to take that number, put it over here. You know what I could do is just go like this, equals this. And then take that. I don't want the time waiting though. So there and here. Is that right? So westbound on Queen Road, and then headlights are seen Headlights are seen. No, that's a minute 37 later, so it's actually. I need that one. Alright, Control C. This one I don't want. It's just those three right there. And that time, the time is 1 minute and 31 seconds. That's the. So if we start at 1112 King Road, this is what we're looking at here. The vehicle's heading south like this. And then 23 seconds later, the vehicle is back here, right there. Actually, let's see, God, it's hard to read how the timing is. It's like the next one down. 23 seconds on 1330 Linda Lane. And then a minute 43 later, no, that's not a minute 43. I think something's wrong in the calculation. See, this should be a minute 33 seconds from here to there. Then it's 23 seconds from here to here. And then a minute 43 seconds later is when you see it drive by 1122. And then 35 seconds later. Okay, so that one needs to be over there also. It's that one. And we got the 23. Yeah, I don't know why this is complicated now. I'm trying to figure out what, minus the wait time and show the dramatic speed increase here. So we got the 33 seconds right when it shows up on King Road. It's 33 seconds to the time where you see it back behind 500 Queen Road. And then it's 23 seconds until you see the headlights on 1127. So 33, 23, and then it waits for a minute 43 from, yeah, so it's a minute 43 from 3:31 to 3. But how do we get that? How do we get that time? Oh yeah. So the camera, the lights hit the, when it's coming around the corner right here, the lights hit this building at 3:31:18, and that's 23 seconds after you see the lights behind on 500 Queen Road. So it's 23 seconds later, the lights hit up there, and then a minute 43 later it takes off, and then after it takes off, there's 35 seconds before the lights are seen behind 1119 King Road. So I think I do have this right here, right? So then we'll do the exact same thing. So it just keeps repeating itself. See this line right there? That's the same as this one. Traveling southbound, and let's see. Vehicle matching description. Vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King Road, east on Queen Road. So that's exactly the same thing. So I could probably just take this and then go to right here and paste it, and there we go. Yeah. So look at that right there. Let's see just route pass number 1 minus the wait time. That's a minute 31, and that one is a minute 38. So very consistent, right? Like just kind of a pretty consistent speed, just 7 seconds different. You see that? Then we're going to paste it again right here on loop number 3. It should just be right there. Oops. Grab that. And what's this one? This one is 1:38 again. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? Like, it literally really consistent. So you got 33. Look at it, 33, 23, 35, 33, 28, 37. So 33, that shouldn't be that. That shouldn't be that. 35, so 33 and 33 are the same. And so it's 5 seconds. Well, that one's 131. It's the one up above. So that one is 131. And this one is 138. And what happened to my original one? Hold on. Control C. And that one's 138. Man, look. God, is that real? That can't be. I don't think it's working here. See, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. Control C. I think I saw this the other day in this program. I was doing these really crazy. So this says C43. Okay, that one's right. Take that one. Put it here. Okay. Yeah, that's 28. And take this one. And put it right there. And let's see what that says. Okay, that's 138. That's 131, 138. And then let's just do this again right here for pass number 3. 1, 2. Okay, this is going to be different. And right there. And this one is 144. So yeah, first loop was 131, and look, you get slower each time. 138 and 144. So these are like each time is slower and slower, but he doesn't wait as long. So the part that I'm leaving out is right here. Look at, can you guys see that? 1:43 he waited on the first pass. Then on the second pass he waited 49 seconds. I'm removing that because he's not moving around at that time. He's just sitting there. And then 56 seconds. And what that is when it's behind 500 Queen Road, and then the lights briefly hit 1127, and then it's seen driving away again, heading westbound on Queen Road, and then turns north. But what they're starting the time right when it drives by the camera at 1112 King Road. We were able to verify that. When he was leaving at 4:20 and 47 seconds, they marked it as the vehicle is right here leaving. So what I'm doing here, let me just show you. I'm counting the amount of time it took for the car to, it comes in like this, drives around, comes around here, and then I remove the part where it stops. And then just when the car's leaving again, and then the headlights shine back here. Okay, so that's the part that I'm leaving out, just the wait time. Let me look at that again. So it says traveling behind 500 Queen Roads. So southbound on King Road, then turning east, then travels behind 500. Then the headlights briefly shine on 1127. Right, and then westbound on Queen Road, turns right on King. Maybe I should put those ones in there. We got that one. And then headlights are seen southbound on Elantra Drive behind 1119 King Road. Seems like there should be 4. Well, he waited on the first one. He waited probably 1:20. The second one, he probably waited like 30 seconds or so, and then probably 36 seconds on his third pass.
Forgive me if this has been asked before. I'm just wondering your thoughts on why he started wearing gloves after the murders. Gee, and he left DNA behind.
Why he started, maybe he didn't want to be tracked where he went, or I mean, I don't know. When you say he started wearing gloves after the murders, your thoughts on why he started wearing gloves? I mean, he wore gloves when he was in the house that time. Was he seen wearing gloves all the time? Maybe because he didn't want to leave his DNA, because I think he probably felt like, you know, they were maybe monitoring him and didn't want to leave his DNA anywhere. Let's see, a vehicle matching the description of the vehicle when is seen southbound on King Road. Okay. And that's at 3:38:34. And then 33 seconds later, it is travels behind 500 Queen Road. And then the headlights are seen on 1127. It's 37 seconds. So from westbound on Queen Road, turns right onto King. Yeah, and then it's 37 seconds before the lights are seen here behind 1119 King Road. All right, so we have that one, this one, and we can also do it on the last one too. So watch this. So now we can take this. So on his last pass, although we don't, I guess we can't really do that part because he does the U-turn. I guess what we could do is add like 6 seconds or so, because right when he does the U-turn, he's in, let me show you. So when he does the U-turn, he's right here. So you could almost pretend like he's coming in and maybe add like 5 seconds to get from here to there, and then see how. So I guess I could try that. We'll just add it to it at the end, but we have all the rest of it. So travels behind 500. So there's this one. We'll put that right here. That's not going to work. That's when it was waiting. Oh, shit. Okay, that's not going to be right. And then the killings happen. That's the wait time, basically. And then this one goes right here. Turns north on King Road. Yeah. 500 Queen Road and back. What's this timing? That's a minute 34, but so it does the U-turn. See, that's a U-turn and then travels behind. But it does 57 seconds after it does the U-turn before it's behind 500 Queen Road. That's interesting. That means he was driving really slow in front of the house. I mean, look at how crazy that is. So these are all 30 seconds, or like 57 there, but like it's 33 seconds. And this one's 57 seconds. This is 33 and 33. That's the time where it's driving in front of the house. So this is his last time. That's kind of creepy. So that means on his last trip in front of the house, he goes like this. He's in here, and then all the trips he would take, he'd come around, and when he'd come in, it would take like 30 seconds to show up right there. When he did the U-turn on his last trip, he does a U-turn, and it's even shorter of a distance. It takes him 57 seconds to get by, or half the speed. So he passes the house, and he says it's go time, and then I think right around in here, I think he spent a lot of time over here, and then right here he guns it. So I bet you it was like 40 seconds in this area right here, and he pulls up, he watches, and then he guns it around this corner here, and boom. Isn't that wild? It's crazy what you can see in their mentality just by looking at this timing. So a vehicle matching description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King Road turning east on the Queen. That's when it's coming into the area. And then it's only 33 seconds later it's seen traveling behind 500 Queen Road. All right, so that's 33. We'll go to the first one. It's 33 seconds, then 33 seconds, which is absolutely identical. That's crazy, but identical. And so we got 33, 33. Wow, 33 again. I mean, that's insane, you guys. Is that legit? Let me see. C57, yeah. That's C43. And that's C35. That's crazy, you guys. I mean, 33 seconds flat on each, right when he's traveling south on the King, east on the Queen. 33 seconds he's behind 500 Queen Road. Then 33 seconds again. Same exact scenario. And then 33 seconds again, a vehicle matching description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King. You know, same thing. And look at, every one of these has 33, 33, 33. So that means it's so consistent when he drove in those first 3 times, right? And then we get to the 4th time when he comes in. And look at this. After he does the U-turn, which is further, I mean, like into it, it takes him 57 seconds after the U-turn to get here, to get behind 500 Queen Road. So look at that, 57 seconds, then he's behind 500 Queen Road. And then look at this though, watch this. This is how you know he was accelerating. Man, this is crazy. I mean, it's so weird just to be able to see this, but so each time he came in, he drove in methodically and slowly, 33 seconds, very consistent. He only waited a little different amount of time each time, but then he'd leave, and then he'd be spotted up here behind there. Then on that last one, he came in, and then he does a, you know, we know about the 3-point turn, and then he comes this way, and then he does a U-turn, right? So when he's doing this U-turn, and right when after he does the U-turn, we would be able to just kind of assume, because the other one, the clock starts when it's coming in like this. When it's coming in, into the area. So this time, even after the U-turn right here, it takes 50 seconds. Look at this. Right here, 57 seconds to then be behind 500 Queen Road. And look at what that's saying is, from right there, it took 57 seconds to be back over here. But I bet you, since it only takes 33 seconds driving normally, that means it would take about 16 and a half seconds to get right here if you were driving from right in this location to there. But it took him 50 something seconds. That means he drove really slow and was watching and looking, and he goes, okay, I'm going. And then right here he guns it. So he spent a lot more, like 40, I bet he spent like, let's see, I would say 48 seconds in this little area right here, because watch this. Look up here where it says, let's see, when it goes back behind 1119 right there. On the first one, it's 35 seconds there. This one is 37 seconds. This is when it's on 500 Queen Road. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So when the vehicle comes around right here, around, and then its headlights hit this building over here, or right here, this building. That's the time frame we're looking at. So that means it comes around right there, and then the headlights hit there. Look what the normal time is. It's 35 seconds, 37, really consistent. And then on the third lap, 41 seconds. Remember how they each got slower a little slower back there, a little slower? And now watch the last one, 18 seconds. So that means he was hauling ass around the corner on 500 Queen Road, and then makes it where his lights go off of the top of 1119 King Road. Isn't that amazing? That's double the speed. Look at that. 40, do it again, 37, 41, and then 18, and it's actually 35, 37, 41. A little slower, slower, slower. Then, and that's the speed going around. So here's probably what he was doing. He went quicker, then slower, 35, 37, 41, and then 18 seconds right there. Headlights of a vehicle turning north on the Queen Road briefly shine on 1127. And then let's see. I guess it's 18 seconds later. I don't know. I'm just if I got rid of this portion, you could see it better. At 7, it's 12 minutes and 47 seconds in there. That's right. That's right. And then it's 18 seconds. I guess what's this speed is here is at 12:47. I think I was referring to the wrong spot. At 12:47, that's when you see the vehicle just to the right of 1112 King Road. And then the headlights are behind 1119 King Road. And that's where he's just, I mean, he's just absolutely like double the speed, you guys. Very, very fast. $18 seconds. Right. Okay, so the 18 seconds here is the amount of time it takes to get from 1112 King Road to the headlights behind. So, right, I think I was talking about the wrong spot. So right when the car passes right there and comes around and then is spotted back here, that's when he said he was leaving at a high rate of speed, that's what they're talking about. And look at that. That time is, so there's behind 1119. That's right. That's 41 seconds. And so that means we have 35 seconds, first loop. 37, that means when it's leaving, it's kind of driving slower each time. And then slower the last time. And then, I mean the third time. And then the last time was 18 seconds. When they said he was leaving at a high rate of speed, it's double the speed that he'd been going those other times it was leaving. That's crazy right there. And then what about the time back there? Let's see. So traveled 500 Queen Road around the back. And then it's 19 seconds. All right, so this one, let's look at that time. So it's right here. Look at this. 23 seconds on the first loop. The brown number there, that's the time that I was explaining the first time. It comes back here, and then 23 seconds later, the headlights hit this building. I was describing the wrong element a minute ago. 23 seconds. Loop number 2, it's 28 seconds. Loop number 3, 30. And then look how fast he was flying back there just before committing the homicides. 19 seconds. So that is way faster. So when his headlights show up, right back here, you see his headlights coming around that corner, and then his headlights then hit this building over here as it's turning. Again, the first one was 23 seconds, then the second lap was 28 seconds, and then 30 on the third lap, And then the last time, after driving really slowly in front of the residence, it's 19 seconds. So that means he gunned it around this corner here. And then he parked, and then he goes in and he commits the homicide. And then when he leaves, he also goes quick. So I guess what we could do is add those two numbers together. So let's see. Is this interesting to you guys at all? I'm just kind of rambling on. But hey, I'm not sure if we've reached the goal yet tonight. Let's see, where are we at? I haven't looked for a while. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so we need another, let's see, 5 memberships, and then I'll donate 5 memberships myself. All right? There we go, you guys. As a group of YouTube watchers. All right, let's see. I'm going to take these numbers, the 19 and the 18, and add those together. Look at that, 37. And the other ones are, so I'm taking that one and that one. Look at that. I mean, that's just worlds different. Right here, here's loop number 1. These are just the times the car is driving into the area, then around, and then out. It's 58 seconds right there. This one is 1:05, pretty close. This one is 1:11, so he got slower and slower and slower. You know what the last one is? 37 seconds. That's double the speed. That's incredible, you guys. Hey, thanks, Janelle H. Look at that CR gifted one. And hey, if the rest of you want to gift some too, we can make it a good night. All right. Thanks, you guys. Man, just think of that, what I just showed you. That's nuts. And this is, the time I'm showing you is inside the complex time, basically, and as it's leaving. So the time I'm showing you right here is, let me make sure, let's get it right. So it's these two. So it's Linda Lane. Yeah, that's right when it's behind 500 Queen Road. It's only this time, so it's right here, driving around, and the headlights hit, okay? Then we take the time from here, when it's driving out, to the time it hits back there as it's leaving the area. Okay, so we do both of those. Now watch this. Let's do it again. The first pass, after it goes behind 500 Queen Road, lights hit on 1127, then it stops. We're not adding that time in. We're talking about how fast the vehicle was moving. And then when it was seen, let's see, the vehicle's headlights were heading west on King Road, or Queen Road, and then turns north on the King. And then from that time, when the headlights are seen behind on Walanta Drive at 1119, because that way you can get the timing, how quick the vehicle is moving, doing those different things. All right, so those are two different things, and it's right here. It really shows you that inside the complex and then leaving, the first time it's 58 seconds, and pretty reasonable time frames. It's all the same. So the first one was 58 seconds. The second loop, those same two different timing, is 1:05. Then let's see. Let me do the first one. First one is 58. Second one is 1:05. Third is 1:11. So slower, slower, slower. Then the last one is 37 seconds for those exact same 2 moments in time. He was hauling ass in there, and he was hauling ass out. I mean, you're talking about, literally double the speed. I mean, it's unbelievable. So when law enforcement said he was leaving at a high rate of speed, they're absolutely accurate. That's crazy. So Now, there isn't any other channel out there that's going to have anything like this to be able to describe it. Oh yeah, let me give my, let's see. Oops, that is nuts. I'm trying to gift the memberships. Where is it? How come it's not letting me do it? Huh. It's not letting me purchase. Let me try to do this. Set something up again. Hold on. Okay, the screen's going to go dark here in a minute. Wow. For some reason, it's not letting me. All it lets me do is buy super chats now. Used to be able to buy memberships. That's crazy. What happened? Maybe they have a glitch going on. Maybe if I go online, I can do it. Let me see. I'll try to do it at the end of the show. Ray had a we're all Richard Allen. No, I didn't. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Moran. Well, thanks. I'll try to do it at the end of the show. If maybe I can go out to the actual video itself, like on YouTube, you know. Wow, look at that. M10 jumped in there. Yeah, that's So 33. Yeah, that 57 there is the when it does the U-turn. But forget that part. Just take these two, and those are two completely measurable times that each of the other ones have. So if he was going 20 coming in, he was going 40 leaving. You know, he's like, welcome all the new freaks out there. And thanks to all of you guys for getting the freaks. Yeah. The only other car was likely DoorDash. Yeah, so let's go through that part then. Let's see if we can see anything else. Alright, so we know the waiting time. So here's what the waiting time is. How long do you guys think, after parking over here, that it would then take to drive by and be spotted right here on the camera? Right there. So leaving, and then the camera on this building, I would say 15 or 20 seconds, right? From the parking spot to over here, 15 to 20 seconds. And so that's the thing. When you have this loop up here, it was 1:43. So let's say you take, let's just give it 20 seconds just for the hell of it. That would be 1:20 that it sat there and waited. And maybe there's a second or so. Let's just say 20 seconds as the time it would take to stop after the headlights hit. Add 5 seconds, just like I do when it's. I guess I do it like 4:08. I don't know. Let's just do 25 seconds then. All right. So we do 25 seconds. That means it sat there for 1:18 on the first pass. Then on the second pass, it would have sat there for 24 seconds, 25 seconds or so. Just sitting there. Looking at the window and going, okay, I'm taking off. Then the next time, it was like 31 seconds. He sat there, waited, watched, looked around. Then on this one, it was 12 minutes and 47 seconds, because at that time, he went into the house, and that's when he killed all of them. Isn't that crazy? 4:07, 47 seconds. I'm doing the same time calculation. Those 407 and 47 seconds. That actually should be more. What do I have for the math on that? C74 and C80. Yeah, it shouldn't be C80. That's the wrong one. It should be C81. Should be almost exactly 13 minutes. So that's not right either. Is it C74? That one should be B. Yeah, it should be B anyways. I'm not sure why that's doing that. B. And then B again. Let me just get rid of that. Put the different one in there. So B74, and then I want this one, B81. Why does it do that? Nah, it's not 23 minutes, 23 hours. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. We'll figure it out though. That one was close. C74. Why am I doing C anyways? These are all B, every one of these. It should be 13 minutes exactly. See that? 407.47. That's when it was seen with the lights. And then at 420.47 seconds. I think it parked at 408. I guess that's why I'm using this one here. So it'd be B 408. That's right. I'm just, if the lights are panning at 407 and 47 seconds, then it likely parked around 408, right? It's not like, oh, it just stopped right when the lights hit the, probably, took a second to pull in. And so I do, why am I doing C74 though? That doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be B. That's so weird. I don't know why that's not working. $407.47. And then 420.47 seconds. So if you put that there, then that's just going to do 13 seconds from here to here. Maybe I need to just add it together or something. But yeah, I guess if you add that up, that's 13 minutes and 18 seconds, but really it's from here. That's 13:05. Why does it say 13:05? Oh, because it's adding the wrong ones. It's that one. There we go, 13 minutes. So if you add that right there, that's 13 minutes of time. But it seems like it should have been able to calculate. I'm just saying what's the difference between 407 and 47 seconds and 420 by changing, like each one of these is just, B68 minus, dash B67, which is, so we're in this one, so that's 60, this one minus that. And this one should be this one minus this one. So B. Oh, okay. B. I know why, because it's backwards. B81 should be first. Here we go. B81. And then B. That should probably work. Ah! There we go. All right. Because I just want from here to here. I don't, the inside of the house stuff is got its own little minute stuff that I have in there, but I want the time frame between here and here. So that's the 13 minutes. And then I think we could also, I say it parks at 408. So I don't know, I'll just leave it the way it is. We'll just leave it right where it is. There's 13 minutes between two actions that are knowable on cameras. One, when it pulls around and hits 1127 headlights, and then when it's leaving at a high rate of speed right in front of 111 2 King Road, and we have an image of that at 4:20 and 47 seconds. There we go. So there's 13 minutes of time total where but we already know the homicide didn't take place. The 13 minutes isn't reasonable, right? Because we know that that's just when the headlights were moving, and we know that the 4:20 and 47 seconds, it's also moving, and likely had left probably 15 seconds prior to that. So that would be, you throw that in there. And so I think there's again, 2.5, 3 minutes of time where the vehicle was just sitting there. He was at the vehicle doing his blood spatter mitigation. But this stuff is so interesting up here because it shows you on it. I think it's incredible how consistent these are. I mean, we're talking about, he comes in at 3:30:22. It's 33 seconds. Then he comes in at 3:38:34, and then 33 seconds later, right there at 3:39:07. Then he comes in on this one at 3:56:24, and then at 3:56:57, it's 33 seconds again. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Like, he comes in and just drives this really smooth time frame. So you have those, right? The 33, and let's see, it's 33 is a vehicle matching description is southbound on King and Queen Road, and then behind 500. So that 33 seconds is right here. It comes in, drives all the way down here, and then it's picked up on this camera right there. 33 seconds flat on the first 3 times. You know what we need to look at, though, is what speed did he do it in on pass number 4, the first part of the loop. So that would be down here. It's right up here. If vehicles matching description of vehicle 1 travels south, and then there it is. That's 35 seconds that time. That's crazy. So close. So his fourth pass, he was a little slower going back there. And then he does the 3-point turn, but the lights do show up. 500 Queen Road, but yeah, and then it says 38 seconds. And then it does the 3-point turn, and they say it does a 3-point turn, turns around, then it goes west down King Road, and lights are visible on 1119 King Road. Vehicles heading west and slowly descending. And you guys have seen that on my 360-degree map, right? Maybe we should load that up in here again. Let's do it. So where do I have that? It's in the working on the 2022. Might take a minute. Uh-oh. Ah, thank God. Why did it load that in? What's that got to do with anything? Let's see. Boom. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Oh yeah, it's under G or L, I mean, and Insta 360. It's gonna be a second. So it's under Insta 360, then Idaho. I got another Insta 360 coming in. The newer one where it shoots better in the darkness. I kind of need to have that. All right, here we go. So let's go near the end. So here we are. This is what it looks like right there, you guys. It's crazy. So this is where it does the U-turn. And then it heads up here really slowly, like almost like we're doing right now. As a matter of fact, I think it drove normal until it got right in front of the 1122 King Road address here, and then it stopped and looked for like 20 seconds. And he was looking over here. He like stopped the car just like this and was looking up there, you know, checking Xana's room or whatever. But look how it goes uphill right here. And then when it gets up here, this is what I was going to show though. So when it's coming back after it does its 3-point turn behind 500 Queen Road, the headlights are beaming high, so they hit the top of this building, right? Of 1119 King Road over there. So if we were to play it backwards and look over here, then once it gets down lower, the headlights would start dropping on that building. So it's so interesting how they were able to determine stuff just based on that. Alright, so I'm going to mark some of these. So this one will be about 35. Like time frames. Vehicle matching description, King Road. Description, vehicle 1 travels south on. Yeah, it's this one. And you put that in there. And 33. 33. 33. And then that's the first time in, 35, and then and then when it does the U-turn, it took forever, 57 seconds. I mean I could put that in there because that's what that is. 57, and then the wait time is 56, so that's going to be the green. I like having this green. Let me make that green. Is it that one? No. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. All right. Yeah, he was absolutely flying on that last one. So the key number here is, well, a minute ago we were just adding up the math here. So watch this again. We'll do it one more time. On the first pass, and this is inside the complex, that means vehicles traveling south on King Road, turning east on the Queen. So what we're showing right now is right here. It comes in, comes around like this, goes back behind on the Linda Lane camera, 1330, drives around, then the headlights beam over and hit the top of this building over here, and then we pick it up again. So that in between there, we just eliminate because, one time he's killing people, the other time he's waiting for a little bit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about vehicle movement speed. Then the next time it's seen, it's right here, and then the headlights behind 1119 King Road right back there. That's the only time I'm using. So from in here like this, around to here, then from right here out and back to there. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to be showing again. So that time frame is the first loop, the first pass of the night was 58 seconds. The second pass, right around 3:39, was 1:05. So we went from 58 to 1:05. He's getting a little slower. Then on the third pass, 1:11. So he's consistently slower on all three. And amazingly, on the first pass, well, we're not adding those ones up, but the let's see, turn southbound on King Road and turning east. So it's 33 seconds. Yeah, actually, those are all three of them. So what I'm only doing, sorry, I have to go back. We're just doing this time right here. When the vehicle goes behind 500 Queen Road right there, headlights hit this building, then from here out. So we're just picking up the time where he's sort of out of sight, where he goes boom, he comes back there, boom, and then he leaves. Right? The first pass was the 58 seconds, and then 105, and then 111. Now on his fourth pass, that same information, the same geographical location of him moving, the same exact thing. Look at this. 37 seconds. So on this final pass, it took 37 seconds to go from here to here, and then when he's leaving, to be from right here to there. So he was going double speed, like 90% more speed than he used on his third pass. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if he was going 20, he went 40 on the way out. And then a minute ago, what I was just saying is when you see his headlights back here, I think it is. Let's see. No, that's not what it is. Okay, so the other consistent portion is when you see the vehicle comes in like this and then shows up back here. So it drives in, this camera picks up the vehicle coming in. They use the exact same time where the car is, etc. It's 33 seconds to get there right there. On the first one, 33, look at that, 33, right there, that's the first pass, and then 33 on the second pass, and 33 on the third. Like literally totally smooth driving, but he only altered it when he would go back behind 500 Queen Road, drive around, and then be leaving at a certain speed. I wonder if we can compare some of these. Yeah, because he doesn't come into the complex the same, but they use the same time frame on the camera. So yeah, he's just really jacked up on that last one. It's weird how he wanted to go really fast, but he takes his time getting, doing blood spatter mitigation. And then when he's leaving, you see him at, that's why you have the 18 seconds there. He's north on King Road, and then you see his headlights seen southbound on Elantra Drive, and that took 18 seconds to get from, I mean, you can just tell that's fast. From right here to here, it was 18 seconds. And again, normally, that time frame, 18, and look at the other ones. Let's see, that one would be north on King, and then, yeah, 35, 37, 41, and then 18. I mean, I mean, just that number there, 41 to 18. Right, and then that's the time to get to 1119, which is right here. So that one I must have changed. Let me see if I got the math in there. 83, 81, yeah. So 83 and 81, all right. Man, pretty amazing, you guys, pretty amazing. So, well, what else do you guys got? What do you got? You can call me AJ. It was way faster than his other passes. Do you think this would be an interesting video, this portion right here, to people? I think I will make that. I think I should make a video just talking about how fast the Elantra was going. That's what I think. On the third pass, and maybe what he was, you know. I'll try to make it a little easier. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe we can do it right now. So if I took off this stuff in all this, let's see. I'll just turn off basically everything that's in there. And then I could just draw these little pictures of where I'm counting the time from. So let's see. So this is a vehicle matching the description. Vehicle 1 travels southbound on King Road, turns east on the Queen, and then travels behind 500 Queen and around the back. And then you see it heading westbound on Queen Road and then turns north onto King. So they describe what it does, but they only have a snapshot in time, although at trial they'll show the whole thing moving. So I think what we have then is this. So from right here it comes down, and I'm gonna draw it, and then it comes back around like that. Does that work? Can I do it that way? Oh, it looks like it's gonna try to work. That worked pretty good. So something like that. Maybe I should make it more narrow. So almost like how the car would drive. So then I can put the other side on. Yeah, so maybe that's like the first. So traveling south on King Road, turns east on the Queen, travels behind 500 Queen Road, and then the headlights briefly shine on the upper exterior of 1127. Then the headlights are seen, then westbound on Queen Road, and then turns north onto King Road. So I know exactly where that is. We'll make that a different color, and then I can use it for all of them, I guess. So it'd be right here. That's where that they start the clock. We saw it on the 4:20 and 47 seconds. The vehicle's about right here. And then let's see. No, I don't want that one. Let me just make sure. Westbound, and then the headlights are on 1119. Okay. So starting right here, come around, up, and then the vehicle comes back around like this. And then this is 1119 right here. So it's probably like to here. Ah, jeez. That sucked. Right there, right there. Try to make that look sort of more. I mean, I guess I could just use my animation though, couldn't I? I was just thinking, why don't I just use the animation of my vehicle in the same portion and just kind of keep using it over and over again. Could do that. But maybe this is where, and then make it a different color. Nah, that's too. Maybe that one or something. Yeah, I think I might just use my. I might use this and that, you know, just so you can kind of see what it is. So the vehicle is, you know, it's seen coming in, and then around, and then the next. There's no spotting of it in this area right here. Okay, so it's back here, then it takes off, and then boom, it's picked up right there, and then right to here. And I think that's it. I mean, that's all I'm measuring. The time in this area right here, you know, obviously the car goes like this, but the time right here is when he's waiting or inside the house killing, just in this little spot right here. I've been meaning to watch some of her. Who? You guys talking about? Who are you guys talking about? Yeah. I think they should add a speeding ticket and reckless driving to Brian Koberger charges. Hey, I got a speeding ticket there. Boy, it's all the rage in the troll community. I went 36 and a 25 or something. I mean, man, I was just really hauling ass. Now, we've gone through it all, Noel. We've done it all. You just missed the whole show, unfortunately. Yeah, we've done it all. We went through the whole thing. What about the timing of when it leaves? We went through that whole thing like 9 times. Whew, wow. Yes, I want the leaving announcement. What are you talking about? We just did it. You mean for a video? I don't get it, man. I don't get comments that people make. It's just bizarro world. Yeah, and by the way, the time where his phone turns off to get the Floyd cannabis takes 8 minutes, and look at that. 2:54, 3:02. Oops, Ann Taylor. Okay, I'll show it to you right now, Missy J. Do you want me to show it to you right now really quick again? All right, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. So 33 back to there. Travels behind 500 Queen Road. Yeah, so yeah, we're just going to do this portion right here. Watch. So when the vehicle is right here, I guess I should break that up a little bit. I might delete that one. Yeah, because it really doesn't do that. It goes like this. So it's more like from here, it comes in, and then goes like that, and then it's off camera right there. Why is it wiggling? You guys see that? It's crazy. All right, then it shows up back here again. Oops. All right. All right, so here we go. Travels behind 500, headlights briefly on 1127, and then westbound on King Road, and then headlights are seen on F. So this is what we're timing right here. Watch. We're timing from here, and then the vehicle parks sometimes and stops, but I don't really care. I'm doing the vehicle movement. So from right here, and then this one to here. So that's when the camera picks it up again, right there to there, and then from here to there. Right? These are these two right here. The first pass was 58 seconds. The second time he came into the complex, it was 1:05. All right. The third time it went in there, it was 1 minute and 11 seconds. Now the fourth time, on the final pass, after it does the U-turn at Queen and King, and is seen again on camera behind 500 Queen Road, just like this, right there, and then parks, and then the murders happen, and then when he leaves, I do the same clocking. Watch this. That one is 37 seconds. All right, so we're talking about 58, 105, I have it memorized now, 111, and then 37 seconds. Absolutely flew in there. And if you're wondering, how do you know when he flew in behind 500 Queen Road, look at the differences here. Watch this. Pass number 1, 35 seconds. When it went behind 500 and the lights hit 1127. Then 37 seconds on the second pass. So what we're looking at here is just this portion right here. Just that. The first one was 35 seconds to travel that distance. The second one was 37 seconds. The third one was 41, so it got slower, slower, and slower. And then it did it in 18 seconds on pass number 4. He flew back there. I mean, literally just, made his way really quickly back behind 500 Queen Road, and then his headlights hit, and then he parked that car because, God, he was ready to go, and he was going to go in there. And then the speed at which he left on that last one was very fast too. Headlights are seen southbound on Elantra Drive. Let's see. $85. I don't know why I have 85 in there. What the heck is that? Yeah, it was 18 seconds. Oh yeah, these are just times here. And then at 4:21, that's when Bethany calls Xana. I mean, isn't it amazing? Like at 4:20 and 47 seconds. Well, forget that part. Here's inside the house. So you have at 4:07, 47 seconds, his car is pulling in behind the 1122 King Road. Probably at 4:08, he parks his car. Then at 4:12, Xana's on TikTok, perhaps sending the message Queen on a video that's on TikTok. That she did send one, and that night, in that early morning hours of the 13th. And then on 4:17 a.m., voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud, and a dog can also be heard barking. Then at 4:18, Koberger leaves the residence. That's my guess, okay? Then at 4:19:07, when Dylan and Bethany felt safe to communicate, Bethany calls Dylan because they know that the person that Dylan saw is gone at this point. Then at 4:20, Dylan calls Xana, and this whole time that they're making these calls, Koberger is out at his white Elantra doing blood spatter mitigation. 4:20 a.m., Dylan calls Xana. They're looking to see how these other roommates are doing. Then at 4:28, Dylan Mortensen calls Bethany Funk, and they talk for 41 seconds. And in the middle of that phone call, almost precisely in the middle of it, Koberger is seen speeding away right by 1112 King Road at a high rate of speed, heading north. And then at 4:20, Bethany Funk calls Xana. And then 5 seconds after that, the headlights of Koberger's vehicle is seen behind 1119 King Road. Isn't that nuts? Now, come on, you guys. That is absolutely super chat worthy, you got to admit. I mean, who else is showing this stuff? Not a soul. Gray, you're always talking about the Elantra. I think the Elantra is as good as the DNA, for God's sakes. And this is at least something we can look at. Right. You want to see the crazy design that I got tonight for my viewership? Look at this weird thing. Look at this. What is that? That's just not normal. It's not a normal thing. Well, thanks, Alan J. There you go. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Chewbacca? I'll give Chewbacca if you want me to.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, the Linda Lane footage that came out, right when I saw it, I recognized, oh, this is huge. This is... And I think other people didn't even know what the hell they were looking at. They just kept playing it, and... I don't know, it's just bizarre to me. But anyways, I knew how important it was, and then I kept working through it and finding the different times the Elantra's driving around, and then it just, everything started falling into place, and then it's just got worse for Koberger since then. You know, then you have the one shot of the vehicle by 1320 Linda Lane camera footage at 3:29 and 47 seconds again, I think.
Yes, thanks, Ray. You will be proved right.
I think, well, all of us are going to be proved right. Right? I mean, the people with brains actually are able to do this stuff. You know, it is weird. It's weird. I did the same thing in that Kylie Rodney, where there's this surveillance footage, and people just were like, I don't know. They didn't know what to do with it. And then you just kind of, you have to think outside the box a little bit, and then you know what you're doing. And this one really laid down the time frame, because once you see the vehicle exit the screen, I think it was at like at 4:07:28, you see the vehicle travels behind 500 Queen Road. And then it leaves the camera at like 407.38, and then you go, oh man, it probably parked right around 408. And then that became more of a reality when they said at 407.47 in the new information that the lights hit that building over there. So, I mean, for those of you who are just watching, the way the system basically worked in here for law enforcement and they're looking, it's just like this. Watch. This camera, I'm gonna turn it on. This building right here has a camera on it. This camera here is, I mean, whoever put that camera on that house is a hero. I mean, my God, this is incredible. I remember Bubble Yum, you guys? I don't know how young some of you are, but remember when Bubble Yum was, when it first came out, it was like, you were so cool if you had a pack of that stuff. You were so cool, you could sell a piece of it for $1, you know? And then the grape Bubble Yum came out, and my God, if you had a piece of that grape Bubble Yum was good stuff, though. Yeah, I bought some Bubble Yum not too long ago just to taste it again. Tastes about the same. Yeah, come on, it was pretty good. The grape? Yeah. Yeah, it's, well, you know, you're right. When I ate it again this last time, it was like, okay. All right, so look at, this is the 1112 King Road camera. Incredibly important camera. So on each of the main loops, this is what it did. When the vehicle would come into the area, you could see the lights behind 1119 as it's coming in. And then the timing of that vehicle, you could tell that the same vehicle came in, and this camera picks it up visually, the actual car itself coming in just like this, right? Then the vehicle comes around here, and this camera here is incredibly valuable too, the 1330 Linda Lane camera right here, this one. So the vehicle comes around, and it's picked up each time. So look how just incredible it is. Like, it picks the lights up, then the vehicle, then this camera picks it up here, and then you know that the vehicle must have stopped and paused on the first pass, because then this same camera here picks it up leaving, represented by the yellow here. So it comes up and around. Oh, no, forget, I'm missing one. So even after this camera right here, the Linda Lane camera picks it up right there, coming around, driving. Then when the vehicle's right here, this camera again picks up the headlights of the vehicle beaming off of this house right there. The 1127 address. It hits the roof area so that you can see the angle. Look at that. I mean, just draw a line straight across. It hits right over here. So it hits this house, and then it stops. And then this camera here again picks it up leaving the area, or in the yellow box there, this way, like this. And then the headlights hit behind 1119 King Road again. Then when it comes back in, it's the same thing. Each time it comes back in, the vehicle, you see the headlights back here, then the vehicle is spotted. I mean, I think I probably could, I think I'm going to get rid of this graphic here. I think you just need just my car video where it's moving around. I mean, it's amazing. This camera, and this one picks up so many different things. And this one continues the loop around. So, I mean, it's just golden. Absolute toast. Yeah, that would have been cool if 1122 had the ring camera. That's right here. Maybe I'll make that a different color. I kind of like the black, though. Now let's leave it there. Oops. Shit. Anyways, what did you guys think? I thought that was a pretty interesting show again. I'm going to make a video on that. I got to go, after the show's over, I'm going to go look for my surveillance footage. I'll probably just pull up a video that I've already, not the surveillance, the mapping of with the vehicle moving around. I think that'd be a good way to just use that and then show the movement of the vehicle and say, now look, when it does this movement right here, this is how much time it took. Yeah, the boyfriend's house. Yeah. I think it's weird how people keep talking about the other Jack too. You know, the guy that was walking with them. It's like they just ran out of brain cells, and they keep bringing up these same people. Well, thanks, Alan. I'm glad you had a good time. I like when I'm putting stuff out there and it was useful for people. Like they look at it and go, oh, okay. You guys are going to you'll know stuff before the trial happens, and you'll probably be like, oh, shit, we already knew that. Oh, yeah, we knew that already. Yep. And it's not because we have inside information. It's because you just see it right here. This is what they're going to say. I guarantee you, if they don't mention the fact that the car speeds up double speed, then that's a mistake. Like when the person's analyzing it, you go, what does that mean? Why do you, so what is that telling you? Well, the person's driving twice the speed. And you might even be able to come up with miles per hour if you use I think if you took this camera footage right here as it's driving by, and then you pick it up right over here, and then you, well, hell, maybe we could try that really quick. I hadn't even thought of that. Just a second. So I know it's about right here when they're, I guess I don't know exactly. They know that they can see the lights coming in, but what time frame? I think they're using this right when it's coming in here. Let me look at something. Koberger. We can calculate it by feet and the amount of time. But let me just get this figured out first. Yeah. This is how they do this. See this car coming in at 356.30? That's exactly, I think that's in here. Hold on. 350, vehicle matching description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King, turning east. Okay, so I have 356.24. A vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King Road, turning east on Queen. So it's going to be before that image right there. So 6 seconds before. Let's take a look at that again. So 6 seconds before, it's likely over here on this street. Wouldn't you say? So 356.24. I'm going to say, I mean, it's just guessing, but what we're looking at right here, the vehicle's right there, and then 6 seconds before, it's probably like right over here, heading south. So how about we go like this? Let's go from right here to there, and then right to here, and that is 524 feet. All right. So I'm a little bit of guessing there, but I think it's about 6 seconds around there. So right in there, 524 feet. And then we're going to go from here, until we see it just behind there. So that is the 33 seconds that we're talking about. Here, watch this. How fast is a car moving if it travels 524 feet in 33 seconds?
To calculate the speed of the car, use the formula. Speed equal to distance time, text speed,
So
equal
it's
to
10 miles an hour.
frac, text distance. Text time, speed equal totema distance. Distance equal to 524 feet. Time equal to 33 seconds. Speed equal to 524.33 Hungarian forints, approximately equal to 15.8. FT sun text speed, equal to frac 524 to te.
Well, I don't need all that. But down here it just says 10.83 miles an hour. That's what it says. I don't know if that sounds... I mean, it's doing the math, right? What do you guys think? Is that correct? Yeah, it's slow, right? That's 33 seconds from that spot to get around. I don't know. We'll have to, let's look at that again. I don't know if that's correct or not. Yeah, it sounds right, but that, I mean, wrong. Yeah, it sounds low. It does sound low to me. I would think like 15 miles an hour. Let's try it again. If I travel 524 feet in 33 seconds, how fast am I going? Well, it says 33 on all of them.
You're traveling 524 feet, seconds approximately equal to 15.88 feet per second. FT's frac 524 text feet. Itings approx 0.88 text feet per second.
Number there.
FT F3 second. Approximate feet per second FTs.
Yeah, let's look at that. So I have it going from about right here. No, wait a minute. No, we don't need. Why am I don't need to do that. I think I am. Let's just use the time. Well, they had 5:30 is right here. So why don't we just do it like? Let's see what happens if it's consistent. If we go from right here to here, and that's 406. That's the 30. Well, that's man, my brain's fried now. 524 to 5 to still, it's going to be 33 seconds when the light shows up behind there. Yep, travels behind 5. So right when the light shows up behind, that's the time that they're using, because I went and checked. Right when you see the headlights show up back there. No, that's not right. Now, yeah, I guess we could just use that though, the 30. Hold on, I gotta open that up again. So 356.30, it's right there. $356.30. So right there is 404 feet. And that's less time though. Let me do this. So it would be Not 33, it'd be 20. From that spot, it would be 27 seconds. So let's see. If it takes me 27 seconds to travel 404 feet, how fast am I going? If it comes out to the same, then it's pretty...
To calculate your speed, use the formula. Speed equal to distance time dot text speed equal to frac text distance.
10.21 miles an hour. It says it again. So no matter how we did it, it was the same. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah, thanks again, you guys. I got 10.2. Where are you getting 13.2 miles an hour, Alan? Yeah, I guess I could time it on my own videos. Why don't we see what that is? I don't know how fast I was going, though. I guess that's the point. I don't see my... The fuzz. Jesus, what? Are you from the 70s? It's me, Mike. The fuzz. Yeah, where do you get that calculation, Alan? Let's see. Yeah, but that's not the time. It's not 24 seconds. I calculated back. The 24 seconds isn't, it was 33 seconds. And I just did the one where it was a precise time. He's right there. And then right here. And that was 404 feet. And that was exactly 10 point something miles an hour as well. That does seem kind of slow, but I mean, I guess that's kind of what it was doing, you know? I mean, what do you think, Alan? I just did one from here at 3... I don't even remember which one. 350, what was it? 356.30. And then it comes out at 356... I guess it's 27. It's 27 seconds instead of 33. So it was 404 feet in 27 seconds. Yeah, so I guess that's how fast he was driving. And by the way, it might have been points where he was going a little slower, but it's amazing how he did it in 33 seconds, all three first passes. I mean, that's a miracle, even if you're mentally driving the same speed. I mean, that's incredible. And doesn't that also sort of speak to maybe it being the same person? Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of these guys. They're not very helpful. Yeah, 33, and I think you said 35. It's very close. No, it's 33. It's 33, 33, 33. I didn't say 35. It's 33 on all of the... There's 35 on one of some other time.
I'll give you back if you want me to.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I can help much more. I help fur babies whose parents have passed. I take them in as my own.
Well, thank
It's very
you.
costly. Love what you're doing, Ray. Thank you so
Oh, you don't have
much.
to say you're sorry. You,
Appreciate it. You're awesome, Tilda.
yeah. I have 404 feet, though. I have 404 feet from that spot where the car was until you see it. Thanks, pets left behind. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want anybody to be a struggle in your life if you're supporting the channel, but if you can and you know, I'm just sort of like, hey, let's help Gray out, then that's cool. Yeah, I mean, any amount's the same. If you had 300 people doing $1, it would be great also. But that never happens. Yeah. Oh, and I guess what we could do that. Let's see what the speed is leaving though. Maybe we can do that better. So from right here, the car is about right there. So if we go from here to here to here to here to here, like around like this, and I believe that the lights are like right here that you can see. That is 569 feet. All right, so you guys do the math. 569 feet. And he does that in, let's see, travels behind, west on Queen Road, turns north on the King. Yeah, in 35 seconds. So that one's the 35 seconds. So get that one. 569 feet in 35 seconds. And then I'll give you another number here in a second. Yep, Papa Rogers. What is it? $569 feet. Ah, man, you guys have bailed. I gotta open it back up again. Okay, 11:08. Okay, now do this one. Plug in $18 seconds. So that's going to be something like 25 miles an hour. That doesn't seem incredibly fast, but it is what it is. It's still double. I know, M10. I know. Yeah, we know what we're doing, Noel. It's pretty easy. I just use ChatGPT. It knows how to do it. Yeah, we've been doing that the whole night. Did you just get here or something? Yeah, see, look at that. 21.5 miles an hour on that last time out of there. That doesn't seem fast, though. You know? 21.5 miles an hour? I guess it's sort of quick when it's all closed in like that. Oh, sorry to hear that, Missy J.
Feeding every species of wild bird and 2 cats now. Smiley face emoji.
Yeah. Hey, well, let me ask you guys something. Do you think it's right that cats can go outside and kill birds all day long? Like, shouldn't I have the right to feed birds just like you, La Erie? Yeah, I want to feed some birds sometimes. And then all of a sudden there's a cat out there killing the bird. Gray, that's just what they do. But they're not from here. See, cats are actually derelict. You know, we do have bobcats and cougars that are natural, but cats should be, I believe, indoor animals. All right. Yeah, it's pretty quick in there. You know, when I go out there, I'll do it like experiments like that. When I'll go, I don't know. But we'll definitely have to try it. No, but it's not nature when they're not supposed to be here. That's the thing. It's not nature at all. It's like, you know, entire species of animals have been wiped out by the non-indigenous population of cats that come in. Yeah, I don't mind if you're on a farm or something and you have cats that go out and kill rats and things. But like in the city, it's I'm more of a. I mean, I think it's great if you have a cat, but they should be. You're actually putting the cat's life in danger if you just let them roam around outside. You've got coyotes that kill them all the time. Yeah, it's instinct, but they shouldn't be here. It's like putting a piranhas in Florida, Yeah, put some piranha in Florida and they just start wasting all the other fish in there, and then you go, well, it's just their nature. Don't worry about it. That's a pretty good comparison, actually. You have 7 birds. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't ever let my dogs just sort of run rampant. I don't know. I mean, I think cats are good for killing rodents and mice and kind of things that are not really good to have in society. When you're killing hummingbirds and stuff like that, I don't know. Oh, no way, man. It's next level. I can't have one. Yeah, my friend had a Maine Coon. They're huge. They weigh like 30 pounds. I think those are pretty cool. What's weird is Benny, when you pick up Benny, you pick him up like a cat, he's kind of slinking over. What would PETA say, though, if you said, hey, listen, I took out a cat the other day because it was killing all the birds at my bird feeder. Would they be mad? Or would they think that you were okay because you protected the birds? I bet they would be angry because a cat's higher up, right? Like on the... Yep, if they're on your property. My cats have never killed a bird. That you're aware of. Okay. That you're aware of. There's probably a little hole in the backyard with 9,000 pigeons in it. Anyways, I'm just rambling on. I don't really care. But you can always see these people. They make this video where they found a wounded bird on the ground. And they're bringing it back to health. Posting every day on Facebook. Look what progress Little Dove is making today, everybody. Oh, you're such a wonderful person. You're so great. Oh, day 47. I'm going to let it take off right now. Day 48, the bird's dead at their doorstep because their cat that they let out killed it. Oh, hey, thanks, Tamran127. Not cat fan. Yeah, the same lady that was bringing this bird back to life for 47 days also owned cats. On the very night that they let that bird go free, boom. Yeah. Yeah, they eat rabbits. They killed a bird. But also, it's dangerous to let your cats outside because where I live, I don't know, but coyotes just rip them apart. They trap them and then they quarter them. I mean, it's really strange. Coyotes are really smart, kind of nimble killers. If Gray had a cat, it would be what? Cats belong indoor for their own safety. The cat I had to give up was a stray, and my older cat didn't get along with him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate cats. I just never really got along with them. But I also observe the hypocrisy of sort of like people like PETA and different people when it's okay if they just go out there and smoke all these birds all the time. It's like, man, what'd the bird ever do to the cat?
They're outdoors. They know not to kill. Animals by default are good, and I tell them all the time. When they did kill a few, they got scolded and no treats.
Oh, come on. You have outdoor cats that know not to kill? That is garbage, man. That doesn't happen. Kill a few, they got scolded and no treats. Ah, come on. Do you think they're going to... They just know not to bring it back to the... If they're smart enough to not do what you just said, they just didn't bring it home for you to see, okay? Because there's no way in hell. You guys said it's in their instinct. You think for a few treats they're not going to still be out there killing? Oh, man, I don't know. The cat stalking a bird. He's about ready to pounce, but then a light bulb pops up next to his head, and he says, "But I won't get that treat. Fly away, bird. Fly away." No chance, man. I'm just goofing around, you guys. I don't give a damn. I don't spend any of my days thinking about this. I just have thought about it in the past, and I'm bringing it back in my mind. Yeah, basically a cat's a little bit like Brian Koberger. I mean, just a psycho, you know? That's not very nice, Gray. My cat's the sweetest cat there ever was. Next scene in the movie, they're torturing a little bird in a corner. I'm just teasing you guys, don't worry. I have no choice but to keep my birds in my room, and my daughter moved back in last. Oh, it has 2 cats. Oh yeah, man, that's like, whew, wow. Cats are nuts. I mean, I never feel comfortable petting a cat. I always feel like right when I'm about to pet, was just gonna go, ah, and then just... Tell you what, the next time you see a cat pull a man out of a lake who's drowning, you give me a call, all right? Well, I'm not saying my chihuahuas could do the same, but boy, they would sure bark a lot. They'd get somebody... Alright, I think that'll be my next video then. I'm going to try to get sort of stuff ready. I think I could do it. Unless we get some really cool documents. Your cat looks so pissed if listening right now. Yeah. You guys should see what Clancy looks like with his little cone on his head. When he's running around, he goes like that. He just, like it wiggles back and forth. It's so funny looking. 10 miles an hour, that's not really that fast, is it? Oh, it's not slow either, like a runner. If you're running 10 miles an hour, that would be a... let's see. 10 miles an hour would be about 5.5 minute miles, right? 6 minutes would be, oh, that'd be 10, right? Yeah, so 6 minutes. That's pretty quick, you know. That's a good pace at running, you know. Yeah, it sucks because Clancy looks like one of those ones that you could breed with other, you know, it has a good look, real sturdy, And it's funny because Benny's a Chihuahua too, but he's lanky. You pick him up and he's like lanky like a cat. You know how they sort of slump in your... Where you pick up Clancy and he's like a torpedo. You know, he's like a big, stiff... Well, they've been known to alert... Okay, they alert their owners to dangers. Okay, good for them. You can pet a cat nice 1,000 times and they still act like you're gonna... Yeah, here's the thing. Tell me if this is true for you cat lovers out there. Humans are meant to please cats. And dogs please the human. Like, they're there to, like, hey, you know, hey, hey, hey. And so, like, cats, they're just wait around for you to please them. They almost never are there to, like, come over and... They're looking for something. You know? Does that sound about right? Like, even when they come over to you and they're like, they just want you to pet them and do this kind of thing. Where it seems like dogs sometimes are... I don't know. I guess what act isn't truly selfish, I guess. You know, even if a dog came up and was like, "Hey, here's a ball." Yeah, well, he wants you to play with him, right? You're just trying to infuriate pet lovers for comments. Low down, not doing your survey because of this. I don't even know what you're talking about. What survey? Whose survey? Where? Oh yeah, that one up there. Can you hit the like button? Guess I still have that up there. You know what I always hate is when we got whining people like Shannon Grace in here. When you're just kind of goofing around, sort of having fun, you get idiots like Shannon Grace who come in and just destroy the sort of humorous aspect of an entire show because they want everybody to know how they are so much more evolved emotionally than everybody else, you know, and they got to do their, what do you call it? It's called virtue signaling. Nobody cares, okay? We're just goofing around. And I don't care if you hit the like button. I don't care if you're ever here. You're one of the people who got the free memberships anyways. Don't worry about it. I remember when I commented on your cat pic a while back and you said, he's a weirdo. Yeah, I have 4 pets myself. Right. Can somebody block that Shannon Grace person up there? I mean, they came in with just 2 negative comments out of nowhere, and that's when you know they're not somebody they were just somebody that accidentally got the free memberships. You know? Yeah. See you later. Yeah, whenever you come in and you just start throwing in when they walk away, if you chase them, they run. Yeah. No, I know it's fun. That's why I just want to get rid of those people. When you come in and you do that, that means you're never going to be a person who is going to have a good time here. I love animals. My cats are jerks. I'll give you that. Great. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, come on. And then then you say, I can't believe you're saying that. I'm not going to hit the like button. And your music, it puts me to sleep. Probably part of the hate community went, hey, did you see my comment, everybody? Did you see what I wrote? Hey, 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 hey. I wasted it. The dog may think he's a cat. I think it'd be cool to... It'd be neat to have a puppy cat and a puppy dog, and then they get along really well. Yeah, I always have a little background music there. Anyways, I'm going to take off right now, and I appreciate everybody's support, and I think we got kind of found some cool stuff tonight. in terms of Koberger's speed and his just how consistent he was, and how he was a little bit very consistent on his route in, but then he slowed down on the first 3 passes from behind 500 Queen Road until actually leaving behind 1119, a little slower. And on the last one, on his last pass, starting behind 500 Queen Road and then behind 1119 after the killing, it was double the speed of the other 3 trips or passes. Now I gotta get out of here. I've been on there for 3 hours and 16 minutes. I had a weird flash of a dream the night after of this crime. I wrote to the FBI. Oh, you're not going to pretend that you're a psychic or something, right? Okay. God, I hope you didn't call up the FBI and waste their time with that. Jeez, that'd be crazy. Let's see. Yeah, but why would you call the FBI with a dream? Or not call them, but let's see. I know, but what for, It was just a dream you had. All right, cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. All right, so anyways, I want to say thank you very much to Ted B, Ted Bundy, Allie Cake, K-Me gifted a membership, then Ted B again, and Cheryl Moran gifted 5 memberships, and we had Rachel Greenlee, then Ted B, then Walker, then Johnny Jackson gifted a membership, then Harry me boy, then Ted Me, Allie Cake, Thick, Cheryl Moran, Ted B again, Timothy Cecil, Jeffrey Sidal or Uniquely Susie Retired Hospice RN, Philly Girl, I'm a DNA Detective, Ted B again, Shanna Dorn, then Cheryl Moran gifted 5, then Amy Higg with a cat eye donation, then Sandy Shirley, then CR, then Cheryl Moran with a cat eye, then we had Richard Watts, M10, then Shannon Huffman, a new member, then Joni Jackson, then Janelle H gifted 5, then CR gifted 1, then Cheryl Moran gifted another 5, then M10 gifted 10, then Alan J, M10, Pets Left Behind, Law Erie or something higher to be, I don't know. Tam Ran 127, then Law I don't know what to say there. It's probably something that makes sense. Then we had Johnny the Troll with a coffee. Then we had 4 coffees from Ted Bundy. Thanks, Ted Bundy. And then Lisa Valenzuela. All right. Pretty cool. See, law. What does the EIRE mean? What does that mean? I don't understand how to say that or not. Yeah, but it wouldn't be a clue because it was a dream. You get what I'm saying? That's why it wouldn't be a clue. I don't believe in that kind of stuff here. Oh yeah? Do you guys want to watch that one? It's kind of late. I could do the beach video if you guys want. Seems kind of late though. I don't know. And plus I got to get working on something. Law ire to be. What does that mean, though? What is ire, like law ire to be? Like loy ire? I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta get stuff together for tomorrow. Okay, you guys want to do that? All right. Maybe I'll look for it on the side if I can figure out a different screen. All right, let me go find it. How do I, let's see. Not really sure where I have it. I forgot what I called it. Oh, is that it? There it is. I got it.
Yeah, I'm in law school.
Oh, Ireland, I see. Let me get rid of my face. There we go. This is me in a headsets and a drone following seagulls flying around with goggles. I had these goggles. Ireland to be. Well, you spelled it I-E-I, though. You should have put I-R-E. That could be like photographs right there. A painting on a wall. No, we're doing a flyby right here. See, look at there I am right there. Look. Can you see me sitting right there? I got the goggles. Look how peaceful that was. I was sitting all by myself out on like a patio on. We had a bunch of like 17 friends rented this thing out. And I'm just sitting out there by myself looking out and doing that whole flight. Is that crazy or what? Look how big that one seagull is. That thing looks way bigger than it should. That thing is. Look at that. Massive. Be safe out there, freaks. Not sure what's playing now, but let me get rid of that.
Raise up.
Alright. Thanks, everybody. See you guys later. Thanks for all the support. See you guys tomorrow.